WhatsApp me out the blue.
Great.
Her name's Michelle.
Great.
You hate Michelle, don't you?
I hate Michelle.
I guess my question is, how do you know the difference between isolating yourself and becoming a bit of a hermit and protecting your peace? Does it even matter as long as you're... Imagine if we could turn all men into like Labradors. That'd be so nice.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
No. Hello, everybody. Welcome to 40ish. I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Lauren Mishcon. This is the podcast where we tackle the chaos of 40-something life. Each and every week, in fact, twice weekly, we dive into everything midlife.
Tackle it every day.
Well,
who isn't tackling it every single solitary day of their lives?
Well, every moment of every day.
Yeah, because you can't be anything other than where you are.
But we only bring it twice weekly to the public. Some of it we keep private, not a lot, but a little bit of it.
I just said before I came on air, I have got a 40ish moment, but I refuse to share it to anybody. And then James walked in and said,
"Is it about vaginas?" "Yes, it is." "Okay, great."
And he said, "To be fair, I know more about your vagina than I do my own wives."
He's immune.
Wife.
What he said was he's immune to vagina chat, but that's because...
Our vagina chat.
Yeah, but that's because, for context, because we did spend 6 years on Self-Care Club doing many vag-based practices, didn't we?
Sort of.
We steamed it. We talked about things. But I mean, you know, it became almost like brushing your teeth. It was just not a big thing.
Now it's just not a big thing.
It's just not a big thing.
And now that I'm post-op with my hysterectomy, honestly, the things that are coming out of my mouth, and even one of my best friends said to me, "That is such an unlike you thing to say." I said, "You know what? It's been years of working with Lauren. And you know when you have a baby and it's like you feel much more open about everything because you cannot believe what has just happened to you.
Yes,
and how many people how many people have seen up it, touched it,
rummaged in there.
You leave your dignity at the door.
Yeah.
Well, a hysterectomy is like exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's a lot of similarities.
I can see that.
So I feel like, whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone's had their head up there recently. What difference?
But it's a fine line between...
You know what? I'm not going to clip that.
I think you should. I think the line is being open and being Miriam Margolis, because once you're her, you know what? I
don't even think she knows what's going to come out of her mouth.
She doesn't, but there's open and then there's her, and that's a line for me.
Okay.
So if I
Good to know.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
If you ever cross it, I'll let you know.
Please, for the love of God.
I promise you I will be the first person.
Thank
you. Think
you.
I'd let you down?
Never. Anyway, here we are, talking about everything from the mundane to the ridiculous, figuring out how to survive midlife together. One rant, crisis and or meltdown at a time.
And don't forget, please, that you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts for early access and ad-free listening across this show and Self-Care Club. You can watch the video every week on Spotify and on YouTube. And if you've got something to share, big or small, we want to hear it. We really, really, really want to hear it. I mean, we've had lots of emails in this week about Earl Grey.
We have.
Who knew that it would be such a conversation starter? But we love it and we are here for all of it. So please email us, hello@40ish.co.uk. And one more thing, if you are, and the most important thing probably, if you are loving 40ish, we would be so hugely grateful if you could share this episode or this show with a friend that you feel could benefit from hearing from 40ish. The more people we reach, the more ears we reach, the more midlife women that know about this show, the better. We would be so grateful. Please share it.
What's your most 40ish moment this week, Mrs. Nicole Goodman?
Well, I had to ground my daughter this week.
Oh.
So, and it was just an interesting moment of feeling so sorry for her that she got grounded, but also like the parent in me of no, she absolutely needs to learn this lesson. Mm-hmm. And the most 40ish moment of that is that, oh my God, I remember being grounded. I remember so clearly how it feels to be grounded and then having to go to your parents and apologise for the thing that you've been grounded. It is the worst feeling ever.
How many times were you grounded?
A
couple?
I remember once I got a keyboard for my birthday.
A keyboard? Loving that for you.
Yeah, I used to play the piano.
Did you?
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Don't you love it when we discover something new about each other?
I really do.
I used to play the piano
Okay.
The only thing I can play now is chopsticks.
Me too.
Right.
Yeah.
And also the piano teacher used to burp over my shoulder. And it was utterly disgusting. It's
wow.
literally the only
That's
thing
special.
I remember about piano.
Okay.
Anyway, so I got bought this lovely, like all singing, all dancing keyboard
Yeah.
for my bedroom so
Yeah.
I could practice my piano.
Cool.
And I didn't say thank you.
What?
I didn't say thank you for
Grateful child.
it. All right. Could you be my friend and not the parent in this precise moment?
Sorry, I can't.
I don't know why I did that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Anyway, so obviously they confiscated the piano and then I was grounded until I sort of apologised and sort of took accountability for the fact that I didn't say thank you. And I just remember that moment of having to go to my dad and say those words of, I am so sorry I didn't say thank you. And I remember crying, of course, I'm so grateful, thank you. You know, it was...
How old were you?
I don't know, maybe... Well, I was in secondary school, so it must have been about 13,
Okay.
something around that age. It was just awful. Let me be clear. My youngest was not sobbing her heart out, but she did apologise. What's your most 40ish moment?
Realising how many pairs of jeans I actually own. Take a guess.
Is this 40ish? This is just a woman's moment.
Well, it's
I think you're speaking on behalf of all women here.
I think I am, but also it is slightly 40ish because when I counted and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to take 30 minutes now to try them on and see. I realised through every
That's
iteration.
such a good idea.
Right, every single pair. How many pairs of jeans do I own?
18.
No,
More. 30.
27 pairs of jeans. Even I was shocked. I thought it was like 10. It was not. It was 20.
No, I didn't think it would be 10. I was like, because I'm thinking
27.
back to my own wardrobe.
Yeah.
But I've still got like a pair of Page skinny jeans. They cost me over £300. I am going back 11 years, 12 years. I've
Yeah.
had them, you know,
Yeah.
when skinny jeans
Yeah.
were like, so I really went out and I loved those jeans.
Yeah.
I still got those. Like, when am I ever wearing those?
Why it's a 40ish moment is because when you try on every single pair of jeans you own one by one, you realise the size difference.
Yeah.
Some fell off, some still fitted. They were all different sizes and all different fits. And also some I remember buying when Zach was a toddler. He's now about to turn 20. I still own the jeans. They still fit. But, you know, I have the flares, I have the crops, I have the skinnies, I have the baggies, I have the boyfriends, I have every
Yeah.
pair of jean possible.
Model.
Anyway, I immediately got rid of 7 pairs. In fact, I know
7?
this will annoy you. I sold them on
No, I
Vinted.
can't talk about Vinted.
They were gone in a day.
Can't talk about Vinted.
Gone one day.
I'm
all
going to
sold.
set up a new Vinted account and I'm going to
Definitely.
say goodbye to that £38. That is that is why I have not gone onto Vinted, because I know that there's £38 sitting in
Sitting
that
in
bloody
there.
account.
Yeah.
But it's £38. But I look at what I'm missing out on.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a real moment for me there. You know, but
I'm going to count my jeans. I'm going to do that. Actually, when you're away next week, that's what I'll do.
I have to say it is a good exercise because when you
Gives me
actually
something to do whilst you're away.
When you actually put them on, you do realise some of them are just shit. And why are you keeping them?
Can we just talk about you going away next week, which is totally fine, by the way. But I did
Thank
suddenly.
you. I'm allowed to go on a holiday.
I did
Thank you.
suddenly feel like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I going to do with myself all week next week? Felt a little bereft.
Yeah.
See, when I go away, to be fair, it's at Christmas time, so you're busy anyway.
I'm not busy like every day, but it's a busy period.
No, but we probably wouldn't be working together that much
Yeah. It's a busy period.
when I go away.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Next time, maybe you could plan it a bit better.
I never go away at Christmas. You know that.
I'm just saying, like, you're just leaving me on my own. I'm going to have to find things to do. Although my cousin did then say, are you around next week at all? Because I'm not working. I'm like, oh,
Yes, I am around.
I am around. So
Yeah.
she's like, oh, should we meet up in the middle of the day for lunch? I'm like, yes, let's do it.
Good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
It's annoying also because you can't go back to paddle, so you can't fill.
I can.
You can?
I've got my 6-week check after this.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
But then maybe you can fill the time with
I
some
am.
gentle paddle.
I already am.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
I
good
booked
for
a
you.
paddle lesson.
You can use your new paddle bag.
And my new paddle
You
racket.
excited?
Yeah.
You're a bit excited for the bag.
Yeah.
No?
I don't know. I feel like my paddle community have moved on.
They haven't moved
No, they have. I think they have.
You won't like this. I'm going to tell you anyway.
No,
You won't like
I don't want to know. I don't care. I don't.
You do care?
I don't care. I don't care. And I know what you're going to say. And
What
I don't,
am I going to say?
Just,
Go on. What am I going to say?
at the top of it, I don't care. And you told me when I was drunk, and I still know what you're going to say.
No, this is something new. What am I going to say?
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me about your new mahjong friend.
I've got another one. She texted me out the blue. She WhatsApped me an Instagram reel, a funny mahjong reel about women in like these 80s floral dresses playing mahjong with this electric thing. And I was like, yes, loving that.
Electric thing.
It was like an electric, some sort of bright pink Barbie mahjong board. And I messaged her back. I was like, yes, loving the Barbie vibes of that mahjong board and the 80s hair. I was like, she gets my sense of humour. This is cool. She WhatsApped me out the blue.
Great.
Her name's Michelle.
Great.
You hate Michelle, don't you?
I hate Michelle.
You know what's even worse? Michelle has got a dark bob. I know.
You know, Alana doesn't have a fringe. I'm just saying. Had a lot of feedback.
Yes, we have.
A lot of it is about Earl Grey tea.
An empty nest.
Yes.
Both. Go on, tell me
I
what's
found
happened.
going back to what I love has ignited passions and goals. This is from Danielle. Horses and running. I struggled as my daughter is 17. She drives and has a job after school. I literally woke up one morning and wasn't needed. Emotionally, we are still very connected, which is nice and very important.
Oh, I get it. I feel like I literally woke up one morning and wasn't needed. I understand that. I'm not going to be into horses or running.
I actually can't even talk about it.
Horses and running.
It's been confirmed where my daughter's going in September, and I'm just...
Yes, it's a terrible period of time.
She keeps
while you
looking
wait
at
for
me
them
like,
to leave.
are you crying? I'm not crying.
That's fine. I cried every day the summer before Max left for university. He walked in the kitchen, I would cry. I'd look at him, I'd cry.
I am totally understanding that now.
It was so painful. And he'd be like, stop crying every time I walk in the kitchen. I'm like, let me just hug you. Let me just touch you.
Smell
Let
you,
me just
breathe you in.
See you. He's like,
Someone said
get
to me
a
her
grip.
best friend was over the other night. She's like, oh, are you going to miss her? I said, no, Emily, I'm going with her. She's not going on her own.
I used to say that to Max, like, if you get a 2-bedroom flat, maybe I could come
Yeah.
for the weekend.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Mum, I don't want you to
Yeah,
come.
yeah. And you don't want him to want you to come
No.
either.
No, that would be really worrying.
No.
Laura said, gosh, I keep reminiscing about a time when my girls used to dance in front of the mirror and make us sit and watch their shows. My parents were so much younger. My son was a baby. I was so stressed running around working and organising life, but I miss those days so much.
Oh, Laura, I don't miss those days.
Do you remember the shows? Did your girls used to do shows? Oh,
My
fucking
daughter is
endless.
about to go
She's
to-
still doing fucking shows for a career.
She's just done a performing arts diploma. What do you
Yeah,
think?
there are a lot of shows.
She's about to go
Yeah.
to drama school.
Yeah.
So there's definitely shows. There were definitely a lot of shows.
Max and Zach used to do shows with their friends, Billy and Jack, and they used to practice them for like 2 hours.
Oh,
Which
this
was
is so
It was
cute.
amazing because they'd
Be
bugger
off,
Yeah, they'd
yeah.
bugger off. They practice the shows, so me and Kate could have tea and chat and whatever, and then they'd come back and do the show. And the shows,
Hold on. Well, Billy is also in musical theatre.
Yes.
So I bet his shows were really good.
they were shit. And I actually told him recently, Billy, it's a miracle that you've got this whole like career now in musical theatre because the shows were shit. And he's like, I didn't have very good actors. You know, like Max and Zach were not
My
helping
castmates
me. Yeah.
were not up to scratch.
And Kate and I would be like, the script is bad. There's no storyline here. There's no arc. You're not giving enough. We were very critical.
Are you joking?
The shows were shit. I cannot tell you. I know they were like 4 and 7.
Bless, but Daisy always used to take over.
Right.
And she always used to like push Lily Rose out of the way. You know, she was always the leading lady.
Nothing changes.
She's still the leading lady. Nothing changes. It's so funny. Earl Grey. Hi,
Earl Grey.
ladies. Long time listener here. Lauren, I heard your comments about Earl Grey tea and had to chime in. I'm a big fan of posh tea and I like it strong. Most Earl Grey teas off the shelf are pretty weak. I found a creamy Earl Grey I like. I'm on Vancouver Island in Canada, but it's very expensive, so I decided to create my own version of Earl Grey. I bought a bottle of bergamot oil from Amazon. Must be food grade, not the kind you use to make candles. Also, I put it in my essential oil like diffuser, not that. And I had some vanilla paste. I had a little of each to some. I add a little of each to some Morrison's strong tea, and it's fabulous. Does she mean Morrison's? English Morrison's? No.
Canadian Morrison's?
Because I feel like Morrison's tea from here might not be that
No, I think maybe it must be a Canadian.
Don't feel like
thing.
that's a good grade of tea.
No.
Turns out very beneficial to your health too. Bergamot lowers cholesterol, fights inflammation and aids digestion, and vanilla lowers triglycerides.
Triglycerides?
Whatever. I'm sure
Yeah.
you were very concerned about that.
Very.
You were, weren't you?
Yeah.
Cholesterol, and it improves brain, heart and digestive health. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I'll get my vanilla ice cream out
Yeah,
after
immediately.
this. So there you go. Keep on drinking that stuff because not only is it delicious, it's good for you. Cheers, Victoria. She also attached a painting of some teacups that she did. It was beautiful. Did you see it?
Actually, I thought it was a photograph
No,
at first.
it was a painting and it was really
I know.
amazing.
She said it's called Granny's Finest. I have to say it was the most beautiful
It really
painting
was.
of like these
Yeah.
very decorative old-fashioned teacups. Very talented, Victoria. Very, very impressed. Don't know if I want to make my own Earl Grey. It sounds a bit extra even for me. Know what I mean?
Bloody hell. Who even are you? Making new friends and not going for making your own Earl Grey tea.
This is where I am at 48 now.
Although you did just say that you've got people for lunch on Friday, Saturday, and you mentioned that you're going to make your own hummus. So I thought, you know what? She's still her. Just before we dive into your dilemmas, a quick disclaimer: we're not doctors or healthcare professionals, so if there is an issue that you are seriously struggling with, please contact a qualified expert.
Just quickly interrupting this episode to say if you are enjoying the show, please share it with a friend who you think will love it too. Hi, Lauren and Nicole. I am a fan of both your shows and I wanted to know, as 40-ish women, if you can relate to my problem. I keep finding myself asking the same question lately. Do I actually want to go out or do I feel like I should go? I had plans this weekend, a family walk and lunch with sister-in-laws and kids and a dinner out with two couples the next night. And if I'm honest, all I really wanted was to stay at home in peace. Nothing dramatic's going on. I just wanted to have a quiet weekend, pottering around, doing my own thing, not having to make conversation or be switched on. But I forced myself to go because I felt like I should. And it was fine. But honestly, I would have been happier not going.
Oh, seems a bit sad.
Now I'm wondering if I'm becoming antisocial or if I'm finally listening to what I actually need. In my 20s and 30s, I would have gone out without even thinking about it, but my tolerance for plans is much lower and staying home feels like a genuine treat rather than sad. I guess my question is, how do you know the difference between isolating yourself and becoming a bit of a hermit and protecting your peace? Does it even matter as long as you're happy? I'm torn as to if this is midlife self-awareness kicking in or if it's a bad thing and I am slowly turning into someone who never leaves the house. Thank you, Michelle.
You were talking about this the other day.
Was I?
Was it you? Said I'm just much happier at home. I need to be at home. I don't want to be. Yesterday, you said I don't want to be out all the time.
I was saying that even though I have a little bit of an empty nest now, I don't want to be like out the house from dawn till dusk. I actually quite like time at home and being at home. I think this is a fine line situation.
I do too. And I think the way in which you can tell whether it's good for you or whether it's you doing something destructive, because it's really what she's asking, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah.
Is if the staying in feels like a positive choice, like a choice of I really want to stay in and I'm going to have a bath, or I'm going to do something lovely for myself, I'm going to cook a meal, I'm going to watch my favourite TV program, and I feel good about that. Or is it I think when it's bad,
I'm here because I can't be going out.
It's driven by fear,
Yeah.
or it's driven by anxiety, or
Yeah.
it's driven by something negative. I think there's your line, right? Like what is driving it? If it is a really empowering move to say, oh, I'm just going to retreat tonight and be with myself and spend time with myself, gorgeous, lovely, wonderful. But if it's, oh, I just don't think I can be bothered, and I think I've got anxiety about speaking to people, and I don't know what I want to wear, and I feel rubbish in my body, and then that's problematic. Just ask what's driving it.
I think, and this is what I started to do, because I think I felt like I had a bit of a phase at the end of last year where I really just didn't want to do anything. And, you know, in the depths of winter, and you just don't want to bundle yourself up and go out, and it's dark and it's cold and it's rainy and horrible. And what I did was I looked at my kitchen calendar, my actual diary.
I was actually thinking about your kitchen
kitchen
calendar yesterday. I will talk to you about that.
Okay. Well, anyway, I would look at
That's going to be my meltdown.
I would look at my diary, and I would see in a week's period, in a whole week, what social arrangements did I have? And I actually made it a thing. I kind of forced myself to make sure that I had at least 2. So I was having a lunch with someone, or I was going out for an evening, or I was doing something so that I had that kind of social connection outside of my house. Because I think it becomes quite easy to just cancel everything and not do anything.
Oh God, it doesn't for me.
It does for me sometimes. And I think sometimes when you push through that and you do go out and you do have a good time, then you're like, oh, I remember, this is fun. This is good for me. I should do this. But I find now I do need a good balance. I really like to go out and see people, and I also really like to have time at home. So I don't like to have 2 nights out on the trot.
But that, oh God, no.
Right.
But that is also, you've learnt that, and that feels very positive.
Yeah.
And that feels like you're taking that action and making that choice from a very positive, affirming place.
Yeah. So like last night there was dinner with 24 people. That's a lot. That's a lot of being switched on and chatting and stimulation. Tonight, I'm so happy that I'm home.
Sure.
On Saturday, in a few days' time, I've got people for lunch. So it's like I need to refill and then relax, and then refill and then relax. And I find that is the balance. And also it's the who are you seeing and what are you doing? Because you don't have to do stuff that you really don't want to do.
You really don't?
You don't.
Like you just really don't.
Yeah.
My friend who has been struggling recently, 2 of her best friends asked her to go out with them. Now, they were meeting in a place that was close to where they live, not where she lives. And when I say not close, it was like a 25-minute, 30-minute drive. It wasn't that far away. And she was like, oh, I just don't know. And I don't know. But she hadn't seen anyone for weeks and weeks. And I could see that she was just not doing very well.
Yeah.
And I basically said to her, she's like, oh, it's a trek and it's slapping around and I can't be bothered. And I said to her, look, they are your 2 best friends, okay? They are meeting for dinner. They are meeting at 6:30.
Go.
You will be home by 9 p.m. Go and be with your best friends. It will do you good.
Yeah.
Stop with this, I can't with the trekking around. Stop it. It's not helping you. Anyway, she did go and she phoned me on the way home and she said, it was so gorgeous to see them. I feel so much better.
Yeah.
It's like, because you need to see your friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your friends are there to lift you up.
Yeah. And the beauty of being in your 40s, I think, is that you are no longer a teenager who is dragged to a party because all your mates are going, but you don't really want to go, or forced to go out on the Saturday night to some awful club because you don't have a boyfriend, but you quite like a boyfriend. You know, it's like...
I remember that so clearly.
So do I.
But I was always the dragger. I was always like, come on, let's go. I was always up for it. And I'm still always up for going out. I mean, not every single night of the week. I couldn't bear that. But I'm such a social creature and I need that social interaction. And I think just coming off of having been stuck at home for quite a few weeks and not feeling myself, like I feel we've got Easter weekend coming up and we don't have many plans in. And I'm already feeling quite itchy about that. Because I've been doing that for the past month, 5 weeks. I don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get back to my life. Like I had people over for dinner last night. It was the first time I'd cooked. There were only 6 of us, but it was the first time I'd cooked a meal for people. And it was just having people around me and people around my table. It's just one of the greatest pleasures of my life. I just adore it. So all these things and just being able to go out and have a meal and come home, and it's such a privilege that I haven't been able to do for a while. So I'm sitting on the other side of it.
I get it. I think I would say to this lady, you can, at your age, curate your life, curate your social life, do the things that you enjoy and that you want to do.
Can I just highlight something there? You can, when you said you can at your age, curate your life. I totally agree with that. But you can at any age.
Very true.
Curate your life.
Very true. But I think when you are in your 40s, your boundaries can be higher. Your ability to say no, thank you can be higher. You're maybe less of a people pleaser, but do go out a little bit.
But find the balance that works for you.
Yeah. Okay, my meltdown is as follows. In the bottom of my garden, there is a tree. It is a pear tree. It is dead. It has been dead for 6 months. I would like to chop this tree down. Do you know how much it costs to chop?
Oh, I bet it's an absolute, is it hundreds of pounds?
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
How much?
It is not a big tree,
Is it like
right?
£700?
Yes,
Oh my God.
it is. It is not a big tree, right? It's not like some huge oak. It's a fairly small tree. And
Are you allowed to cut trees down?
well, it's completely dead. So yes, you are. I'm not doing anything bad.
No, I don't know what the rules are with trees.
It's just sticks.
Okay.
It got a disease. It's been dying for many years. Now it is completely bare. And I keep,
poor
every
tree.
time I look out my window, all I see is this
Dead tree.
motherfucker dead tree bang in the middle at the back of my garden. And I am seriously considering getting an electric saw and just going at it myself. And I know I'll end up in A&E and I know there'll be some sort of finger or falling off a ladder, but I want this tree
Why don't you get
gone.
one of your strapping boys to do that for you? That's the point of living with about 100 men.
I just am worried about them with an electric saw.
Oh, but it's all right for you to take it.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
don't mean the 13-year-old, but maybe Max, who's 22 and very responsible, could do it.
I want it gone.
Okay.
And I don't want to pay £750
But
for that.
isn't it better to pay the £700 than have a chopped off finger?
Maybe, but
I
also
just, you know-
who's just got like a year of any given
Yeah.
month? Oh, here's a spare £750 to
nobody.
get rid of a dead tree that's not really hurting anyone or doing anything. And also it can just stay there forever and nothing will happen. It's just a bit of an eyesore. And it really is giving me a bit of midlife irritability because I want to enjoy my garden come the spring, summer months. And I don't want to look at this dead thing in the bottom of my garden. And I also don't want to give someone £750 to get rid of it. So what does one do in this situation?
I'll tell you what you do.
What?
You create a podcast, then you find a segment where you can moan about it.
Yeah, that's what I've done. That's what I'm doing.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
I need a cheap tree surgeon. That's what I need. I just need a handyman with a saw. Maybe I'll just find a handyman with an electric saw.
Okay.
I need this resolved.
Well, whilst you're doing that, I need to talk to you about your calendar.
Oh, my kitchen calendar. Yeah.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Right. 2 days ago.
Why?
Why was I thinking about it? I don't know.
Did you see it?
Don't ask complicated. Oh, I shall tell you why.
Okay.
Because we've had a lot of meetings in this week. Not that you've forgotten any of them. You absolutely have not.
No.
And when people, every single other person on the planet who works in the working world, when they schedule a meeting, they do a calendar invite.
Yes.
Right. So it goes straight into my calendar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the Zoom link or the Teams link or the Google
Yeah.
Meet link
Yeah.
is in that calendar invite. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very, very efficient.
Yeah.
Because you just press it. That's it. And then you could never get the time wrong. Everyone's working off
Yeah.
the same time
Yeah.
because you're sharing an
Yeah.
invite. But you don't do that. You still put it on the paper.
I do both.
But you don't need both.
Well, it's automatically in our work email, so it's there. But I also need it on the kitchen calendar so that in the morning.
It's not on our work emails. It's in our work calendar. Because,
yeah, in our work calendar. That's
yeah, because
what I
I
mean.
put it there.
Oh, great. Thanks. I didn't know that. I thought it just went in when you accepted the meeting.
It does because I've set it up that way.
Oh, it's cool.
But that calendar
Yeah.
can also be on your phone,
It is.
right? So why do you need the paper calendar?
So that when I come down, I mean, it's so boring. Do you really want to know? So that when I come down in the morning and make a coffee, the first thing I do is I look at my calendar and I'm like, this is what's happening today.
Yeah, but you can do that on a calendar on your phone. You don't need the paper.
It doesn't sit
You're
in my
killing
brain.
trees. And as we've just discussed about the killing of the trees, which we can't afford to chop down, you're killing trees, and some other fucker who's used paper for those bloody trees, they can't afford to chop these trees down.
I'm killing trees. I'm using 12 pieces of paper per year.
Doesn't matter.
Per year.
Doesn't matter. The most sustainable way to do it is on your phone.
Yeah, but it doesn't sit in the brain the same way. It just doesn't.
Yeah, but
I don't think I'm
I find
ever.
it so annoying.
I'm sorry.
I
It
don't
doesn't
know why
hurt
I
you.
find it
doesn't
so
hurt
annoying.
You.
It does hurt me.
It
No, you
doesn't.
know what? It doesn't, because if you were like suddenly not turning up to meetings,
Yeah.
because you don't not turn up to meetings ever.
I'm super efficient.
I know, thank God.
Yeah, I'm super
But
efficient.
please, you could be more efficient.
I don't want to. I will always have that paper calendar. It's really helpful for me to like see things in one glance.
But I do see things in one glance on my calendar.
It's okay. I think just let me have it. It's very, if I was like a heroin addict, I would understand why you would have a problem with that. And like, you could talk to me about
I
it.
would have such a problem with
Yeah,
that.
but I'm not going to be, because as we all know, I can't even do a pinprick test on my own finger. So it's unlikely I'm going to be able to inject myself with drugs. on a daily basis.
Really pleased to hear that, but we didn't need to take it there.
Okay, but we did.
You did. What's the listener meltdown?
It's from Anya. She says, I've been doing yoga for years in the same studio. It's great, very calm, very zen, apart from one man who appears to have zero spatial awareness. The first time he came to class, he arrived late, grabbed a mat, put it directly in front of mine with about 3 centimetres of space.
God, it's so annoying.
Despite there being an entire empty ocean of floor in front of him. I spent the whole class trying not to kick him in the head. Last night, he outdid himself by walking between mats halfway through class while we were doing one-legged downward dog, which resulted in me accidentally kicking him. For context, I am 5 foot tall. If I can kick you in yoga, you are far too close. He also makes noises and grunts that are disgusting, sorry, and it puts me off my flow. I fully support people trying yoga, but I would also quite like to go to one place to relax without being annoyed by a man. Best wishes, Anya.
I mean, I feel that way in the gym. Well, I mean, it's a long distance memory, but I feel that way in the gym when men are like making such loud noises. It's like, if you are making those noises, it's too heavy. Stop it.
What kind of noises? Oh, no, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that.
It is horrible.
No, not into that.
But they do it with every rep. So if they're doing like a set that's got like 8 reps, they do it 8 times.
Oh no, I'd have to have headphones in.
Well, I do have headphones in. You can still fucking hear it.
Oh no, I'd be giving them such evil eyes.
I do. It's so unpleasant.
That's yuck.
And also, like, if that sound is coming out of you, you're lifting too much. Like, stop it. Just stop.
Men's grunting generally and noises are just
gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Why is that?
My dog's noises and grunts are so cute.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And snoring. When Bieber snores, I love it.
Oh, she's
I think
so
it's
happy.
so sweet.
Yeah.
If Ollie snores, no, it's not sweet.
No, not sweet.
It's funny that, isn't it? Weird. We're very tolerant of dogs and not of men.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that just the bottom line?
Yeah.
Imagine if we could turn all men into like Labradors. That'd be so nice.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
No. What, all men into No.
Yeah.
No. Who would we be having sex with? Exactly. We wouldn't be having sex. Like, no. I can't play paddle with a Labrador. I can't go on holiday with a Labrador.
We could just leave John Hamm as is.
John Hamm. Oh my God.
We could just leave him.
He's doing the publicity circuit for Friends and Neighbours season 2. Have you noticed?
Is he? When's it out?
What do you mean, is he? He's everywhere.
I haven't
What
seen
are you
him.
talking? He's everywhere.
I haven't seen him.
Oh, I've seen him everywhere.
Could we just leave him and the guy who plays JFK Jr., just leave them as men? And maybe Mark Ruffalo. And the rest we turn into Labradors.
Bradley Cooper can stay.
Oh, well, no, not since the plastic surgery.
Oh, has he gone weird? You know who I always
weird,
loved?
Weird and puffy.
Always loved, but I haven't seen him for ages.
Gosling. Can we keep Gosling?
Yep.
Ryan Gosling.
Vince Vaughn. I always loved.
Vince Vaughn?
Yeah, I loved Vince Vaughn.
Okay. I mean, I have no feelings about him, but sure.
No, he's so tall and charismatic and funny and fun. And I bet he'd be a great dinner date, Vince Vaughn.
Can we keep Paul Rudd?
Yes.
Please. Thank you. I really like him.
Yeah. But I haven't seen Vince Vaughn for a long time, so I'm not sure how he's aging these days.
Can we also keep all the guys from Queer Eye? Because they're just nice to have around.
Okay. All right. Well, this is going to go on for a while. So should we go?
We'll make a list.
We'll make a list. We'll bring it back.
The listeners can add to the list.
Yes.
Of men they'd like to keep and not turn into Labradors.
I don't want to turn men into Labradors.
Right. Goodbye, everybody. Have a lovely week.